Hey there YouTube, this is Blue Past You again with a review of two fun firearms. This is a very interesting review because this gun right here changed my thoughts on firearms and it made me get this firearm. So you see the Shadow Systems XR920 and the Stealth Arms Platypus Commander size. Here's the thing about this gun. I've never been a Glock fan. No reason for that. I just didn't think they're ever anything special outside of course, they're known for their great reliability, but usually triggers aren't good. There's just not anything special to me. So the clones that came out of them, I was never big into them as well. But one day I was at a gun store and I saw that they had a used one of these, and I grabbed the XR920 and I could not believe how good it felt in my hands. I just loved the Glock 17 size grip and the 19 size slide. I could not believe how light this gun was, so I picked it up. I got a used version. I don't know if it was actually used, but it was in the used section. Somebody may have not used it before they passed it on. But I ended up using it. I originally bought this gun for the to be my truck gun to just carry. But I just really like shooting it. I could not believe how low the recoil was on a 20-something ounce, I think around 23 ounce polymer type pistol. I liked it so much that I started using it for my indoor IDPA matches. I ended up throwing a Holosun 507C on it. I stippled the grip here. I did it on the front and the two sides. I did not do it on the back just because of changing magazines, and I just wanted to be able to hit the mag release there real quick and not get hung up there. I also changed the stock trigger. Wasn't a big fan of that, to be honest with you, with a Timney Alpha Competition Glock trigger. I did a lot of polishing to the Eternals, and then I also added the trigger, and it has really improved this. I've let a good number of people shoot this gun, and they say it is a shooter. They are very surprised at how good this gun shoots. I did have the back strap to try to get as close to the 1911. There is a little bit more of a cant than a typical 1911, but not as much as a Glock. But there is a little bit of tilting down to end up seeing the dot. This made me change my mind on Glock clones. However, I would call this a Glock on steroids. As you see, this is the Elite version. Comes with the fluted type barrel. You see the ports cut into the side there. Good little gun. As we look at the trigger, I'm going to show you the weight in a little bit, but you see the pull, good bit of take up as you would expect for a duty type carry gun. I don't know if I'd say these are necessarily made for competitions, but I did very well with this. As you look at the reset, there's a good little bit of reset compared to your typical 1911, 2011 type guns. I enjoyed this gun so much. If you've watched some of my other videos, you know that I'm real big into the 1911, 2011 type guns and a little bit higher price point guns than these. I often said if I could end up having this gun marry a 1911 double stack or 2011 gun and then having a baby, I would love it. And lo and behold, this came along. We have the Stealth Arms Platypus. As you look at the two in size, they are very, very close in size. You see the various aspects. Here's the thing. This has the trigger I wish this gun had. If this gun could have magically a 1911, 2011 type trigger, this would be my go-to gun for many, many different things. Right now, it's pretty much been put to the sidelines and I'm only using it as a carry weapon. wanted to go ahead and get this gun to use for the indoor matches. I have changed the Platypus in a couple of ways. I put a 10-pound recoil spring in rather than 13. I've put a Shooting Sports Innovations thumb rest. And as you look at this gun, the only reason I ended up getting away from this is because of that right there, the 1911-2011 style trigger. What a great trigger this gun has. I have the competition version. See that? Not much. Go to the reset. Very little reset as you go there. As we compare these head to head, I've listed a shooting video earlier. A couple of things to look at the guns. As far as grips go, I would have called them about even as far as how grippy they are. A good number of people have complained about the aluminum style grip just not being grippy enough. However, Stealth Arms is coming out with a more aggressive grip. It just, my luck, after I get one, they end up making some improvements. Since I stippled the grip on the XR920, I would say right now I'd give this grip the advantage as being a little bit more to your advantage for shooting competitions. I also like the angle a little bit better on this. It's more of a true 1911 angle. Although this is very good compared to your Glock type polymer guns. As we look at the triggers, nothing beats to me the 1911-2011 trigger, and so big purpose for this gun. I always said this gun had the less amount of recoil, and I guess it's the felt recoil, probably because it being polymer. But now that I've added the nitro fin and I've dropped from a 13-pound spring to a 10-pound spring, I would say they're pretty even. Maybe the Platypus even has a little less recoil to it, faster to get that second shot off. Let's look at the trigger weight of each one. I'll do 3 quick little pulls. I will also put in the description the shooting comparison between the two guns at 5, 7, and 10 yards. So let's look at the Platypus first. Woo, 1 pound, 9 ounces. Gotta love that. £1 pound, 4 ounces. And then for the third and final, 1 pound, 7 ounces. That's coming in right at 1 pound, 7 ounce. That is less than what is advertised, but I'm perfectly fine with that. As we go over to the Shadow Systems, this is not going to be your typical Shadow Systems trigger because, as I said, I put a Timney in it, and I also did some polishing on the internals. And it's a really good fill-in trigger. It's just not the 1911-2011 style trigger. That's a mess up there. Let's not count that one. I was not getting it to pull properly. It's hard to find that little safety. There's a 3 pound. I know the gun is lighter than that. Once again, a little bit hard to pull here because of the safety. 2 pounds under 213. Normally, when I'm really able to get that little safety there pulled, you see the gun comes in there around 3. I want to give it one more because most of the times when I've been able to pull this, I've gotten it less. There's around 3, so that's fine there. 3 pounds, 3 ounces. Once again, this gun is here because of this gun. This made shooting fun to me again because it was just something totally different, and it being so light, being able to whip it around. I had fun using it in competitions. So if I had to pick one, what would I pick? Both. That is a little bit, I know it's not a good answer there, but if I had to go with one, I would go with this. It is a higher price point. This one coming in around just over $1,700. Totally designed the way I wanted it, but this really made shooting fun to me again, and I enjoy and I get a smile on my face every time I shoot it. Can't go wrong with any gun, either one of these guns, but once again, I don't think there's a better trigger in the world than the 1911 style trigger. So really looking forward to using this in a match. Have not tried it in a match yet, but the follow-up shots are getting real quick with this gun. And once again, they both take the same magazines. That's always fun and cheap as well. Don't hesitate to ask any questions, and I really would appreciate you liking and subscribing to my video. Have a good day.